the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen.
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 Honorable members, without wasting much time, I'll proceed to receive messages from the leaders. Honorable Majority Leader. Honorable Samuel Akwesi Kota. Hello,
Yes,
am I
please,
audible?
you are.
Yes, please.
Honorable
So,
Samuel Akwesi Kota,
yes.
you may proceed with your
Right
message
Honorable
as the leader.
Speaker. Okay. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to use this opportunity to officially welcome members to an important meeting, and I advise that we should all come out with our good and then recommendable points to enable us to be able to complete the duty for today. Mr. Speaker, I also want to use this opportunity to commend members who have been active during this year's sitting, whether in person or we want to encourage other members who couldn't do to also take up the mandate and also learn from those who were active. I also want to commend honorable members who did well in their various constituencies by running projects and then the consortium. With this regard, honorable members, we
Okay.
encourage all members to be up and doing, and also in subsequent laws that happened this year shouldn't happen again. On this note, I officially welcome all honorable members to the last parliamentary sitting of the year and wish us all the best. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Civil Minority Leader.
All right, Mr. Speaker, good evening, and I hope I'm audible.
We are audible.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, as we gather for the final sitting of the parliamentary year, I wish on behalf of the Minority Caucus to express our appreciation, to the House for the dedication and the robust debate and commitment to democratic values demonstrated throughout this parliamentary year. So, Speaker, I must say that tonight's motion, which seeks the adoption of a comprehensive national strategy to
Leader, we will
address
get there.
examination malpractices in Ghana's educational institutions. I mean, it touches a very foundation of our national development.
Leader,
And so I would, Mr. Speaker.
we will get there.
All right. And so I welcome all honorable members to this call, and I would encourage all honorable members to put in their best, whatever that you have prepared. Make sure that you contribute meaningful to the motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minority Leader. Mr. Edward Mafo, if you are still on call, the next item on our order paper is to receive a message from you. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, please, you are.
Yes, please.
Okay, then I guess GS. Okay, GS says we can proceed. He has given his Honorable Majority, kindly introduce to us the business of the day.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, recent years have proven there has been an increase in exams malpractice in the country. And as a country, Mr. Speaker, if we don't adapt solutions or we don't look out for solutions to curb this menace, it will go a long way to affect tomorrow's leaders or the economy of tomorrow. That is why it is important for us to look at ways and recommend suggestions or solutions to curb this examination malpractice. Mr. Speaker, we in the majority side believe that when we come out with these suggestions and then they are adhered and taken into consideration, it will really go a long way to help the Ghanaian education system and also help us in terms of international relations and job creation. The Speaker, I therefore move for the House to adapt and debate the motion of adopting comprehensive strategies to curb exams malpractice. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority Leader, Honorable Second Deputy Majority Whip. You have introduced the business of the day, and the motion is not needed now. You move the motion once you are called to move that. For now, we just wanted to have the business of the day, and you have introduced that. Just that you failed to mention that we'll receive a few comments on the president's address.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
So, honorable members, the Honorable Second Deputy Majority Whip has introduced to us the business of the day. We'll proceed to take item 5 on our order paper, which is statements from members. Honorable members, the House is open to receive 4 statements from members or statements from members. Not more than 4 members will speak. The House is open to receive statements.
Speaker, I think
Okay, thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Please, am I audible?
You are audible, Honorable Ruben.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me the privilege to also share my comment on the state of the YEC Empowerment Consortium presented by the President of Youth Model Cabinet. I believe it's very important that
Honorable,
hello, Honorable, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, can I continue?
Honorable Ruben, I can hardly hear.
Hello,
Yeah, Honorable.
please, can I
Yes, Mr.
continue now?
Speaker, he is audible.
Okay, then you can proceed.
But Mr. Speaker, please, is he making a commentary on the state of YEC address or he's making a
Not
statement?
making a statement, not on the state of YEC address.
Very well.
So yeah, I'm making a statement, but my statement is based on the YEC on the SONA. Yes, so that is what I'm
So
doing, please.
if your statement is based on SONA, you can keep that. Bring it later when we are comments or statements on the of YEC address. Right now, we are taking statements.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I'll go and come back.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, am I audible, please?
You are audible.
Yes. So, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Honorable Samuel Akosipota from the Guan constituency. Mr. Speaker, during our in-person sitting at Accra, I made a statement on reasons why Guan district must be compensated, or the reasons why our district has to be compensated for being neglected during 2020 and then 2024 being the 8th parliament. And I'm happy my MP for the constituency, Honorable Frederick Benyo, has also taken up my statement and then promised to make a statement on the floor of parliament on reasons why the good people of Guan constituency must be compensated. And already, Mr. Speaker, the government has rolled out some projects in the constituency as one of the ways to actually appeal or project the Guan constituency for the national cake. Mr. Speaker, I want to end by saying that the current project that is being run by NEIP, that is National Entrepreneurship Project, being the Jumara project, is a project that is running across the country and it's targeting 10,000 beneficiaries, of which 2,000 of them will benefit from the cash or machines and equipment. But Mr. Speaker, even though the government is looking at strengthening youth or micro and then small businesses, I believe it's a waste of time if they will allow all the 10,000 beneficiaries to move from their various communities to the training centers. Mr. Speaker, it will surprise you to note that the training is for 5 weeks period, of which the participants or the learners are to train or go for training 5 days a week. Mr. Speaker, if you run calculations, moving from their various destinations to the training centers, some people has to spend about 100 cedis or 200 cedis being in and out. And that 5 weeks period, they are spending about 5,000 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, if the government wants to help the youth or MSMEs to grow, will they have to spend that much? And the question is, it is not all the 10,000 beneficiaries that are going to be supported or that are going to benefit from the cash or the grants. So subsequently, we will want to suggest or bring on board that if the government will roll out these trainings again, maybe next year, since it's a 4 years project, I think they should make it clear if they are supporting 2,000 people that year for them to benefit from the grant. I think those 2,000 people should be selected from the various districts, and then they should be trained properly on financial literacy training and entrepreneurship, and then be supported to start up their businesses rather than looking at training a whole lot of number whilst a few others benefit. The Speaker, on this note, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to present my statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Samuel Akwesi Kota. Honorable Nkansa Prince.
Hello. Please, am I
Honorable
audible?
Nkansa Prince?
Am I audible?
You are audible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right honorable Speaker. As the ranking member for youth development, sports and entertainment, I would like to congratulate our youth athletes team for placing fourth at the Youth Athletics Championship held in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, this achievement is commendable and also reflect their hard work, discipline, and dedication. Mr. Speaker, they have represented our nation with pride, and I commend their effort. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please, honorable members, I think Mr. Speaker, okay, he's back.
Very sorry, honorable members. I thought Nkansa Prince was not speaking. No, I was I was disconnected. I'm very sorry for that. I'm still taking statements. Honorable Paul.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Please, I rise to make a submission, a statement with regards to the 2023 year batch from the colleges of education that they are pleading to the government to come to their aid in terms of recruitment. It has come to notice that some people are doing underground, that backdoor recruitment. If it is so, then we are pleading with the government. But if it is not so too, we still plead with him that should come to all of us our aid and make everything work for us, because teachers are home whilst there are no teachers in the classrooms teaching. So if we still have people graduating day in, day out, and now the second batch, that's the third batch of the degree from the colleges of education are also home. So we are counting on the government to come to our aid. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Paul. Honorable Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to draw the attention of this House to the deplorable condition of the Wale Wale Nassau Road, a critical transport corridor in the Northeast region that continues to pose serious challenges to residents, commuters, and economic activity along the stretch. Mr. Speaker, this road is not merely a local access route. It serves as a vital link connecting farming communities, traders, students, health workers, and security personnel to essential services. Yet, Mr. Speaker, its current state characterized by deep potholes, erosion, poor drainage, and long stretches that become nearly impassable during the rainy season, Mr. Speaker. This has turned daily travel into a risk rather than a routine, Mr. Speaker. The human cost of this situation is profound. Farmers struggle to transport produce to market, leading to post-harvest losses and reduced incomes. Traders face higher transport costs, which ultimately reflects in higher prices for basic goods, Mr. Speaker. Students and teachers endure long and unsafe journeys to school, while access to healthcare, especially in emergencies, is delayed with dangerous consequences. Right Honorable Speaker, the poor state of the Wale Wale Nassau Road has also raised serious safety concerns. Frequent vehicle breakdowns, accidents, and incidents of vehicles getting stuck have become common. For a region that already faces developmental challenges, such conditions further deepen inequality and marginalization. I wish to emphasize that, Mr. Speaker, infrastructure development is not a favor, but a fundamental responsibility of the state. Roads are enablers of growth, social inclusion, and national cohesion. When such a strategic road remains neglected, it undermines government's efforts in agriculture, education, health delivery, and security in the region. Right Honorable Speaker, I respectfully call on the the Ministry of Roads and Highways, in collaboration with relevant agencies, to prioritize the Wale Wale Nassau route for urgent intervention, whether through rehabilitation, phase construction, or temporary engineering solutions. The people along this corridor deserves timely and decisive action, Mr. Speaker. In the interim, I also urge that immediate remedial works be undertaken to address the most dangerous sections, especially as we approach periods of heavy rainfall. Preventive maintenance today will save lives and significantly reduce future reconstruction costs. Mr. Speaker, the people of Wale Wale constituency and surrounding communities are resilient and patient. However, patience must not be mistaken for silence. Their call is simple: a safe, reliable road that restores dignity, improves livelihoods, and integrates them more fully into the national economy. I trust that this House will take note of this concern and that the relevant authorities will act with the agency this matter demands. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minority Leader. That is all I'll take on statements. Honorable Nsia Gideon, do you have anything to say?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I had wanted to say this, but since you said that's all you would take, I need to also raise a concern about you calling 4 members to give a statement, but you allowed only 3 people to speak. But nonetheless, since you've given me the opportunity, I think I'll still go on to make my statement.
I've not given you any opportunity.
Honorable Speaker,
Mr. Speaker, we beg.
Honorable Deputy Minority Leader, do your maths. Honorable Samuel spoke.
Right, Honorable Speaker, can I give my statement?
4 people spoke. Do you agree?
Please come again.
4 people spoke. Do you agree?
I think 3 people gave a submission, Honorable Speaker.
Hey.
Yes, please.
4 people spoke. Do you agree?
Right, Honorable Speaker, to my end, 3 people spoke.
He was not active. You were not active.
So we received statements from the Honorable Minority Leader, the Honorable Nkansa Prince, the Honorable Paul Jamesi, and then Honorable Samuel Akwesi Kota.
All right, thank you. Then I think we can proceed. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
I'll grant you the privilege of leadership, but you have 2 minutes to make your statement.
Very well. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. About 2 weeks ago, I had a 4-day off from my work and I decided to visit my constituency to see things that are going on, most important to our youth and other concerns as well. And Mr. Speaker, right today to address the critical issue in my constituency about rising teenage pregnancy and declining educational interest among the youth of Tano South constituency. These challenges demand immediate attention, and I think there is a need of action to be taken to combat these challenges. I think we must prioritize comprehensive sexual and reproductive health education alongside with economic empowerment initiative and strengthen community support system to these youth in my constituency. And to revitalize education, I think we have to advocate for improved infrastructure, enhanced teacher support, and increased access to scholarships and mentorship programs for the youth of Tano South constituency. Mr. Speaker, because of this critical issue, this Honorable House and all stakeholders are to join and myself in championing these vital initiatives, ensuring the youth of Tano South are empowered to build a prosperous future for themselves. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minority Leader. We proceed to the next item on our order paper. Honorable members, after taking the President's address on Saturday, 1st November 2025, we said today to continue our deliberations on the address. Honorable members, the House shall take 2 statements each from both caucuses and the closing comments from our leaders to bring the deliberation on the President's State of YEC address to a close. I therefore invite honorable members to present to the House statements on the State of YEC address. Honorable Samuel Ayakwa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. And thank you for allowing me to comment on the State of YEC address given by His Excellency the President. Mr. Speaker, let me first of all commend the President for such a comprehensive and inspiring address. It was detailed enough, from the Say No to Drugs campaign to educational drives and the health works. It all demonstrates the tangible impact YMPs and cabinet members are making at the grassroots level. And these projects reflect our shared commitment to national development through youth-led actions. And I will urge all of us to take a cue from that. Mr. Speaker, the President's emphasis on restructuring and rebranding is both timely and necessary. As YMPs, we recognize the need for greater accountability and visibility in our work. The proposal to require each YMP to execute a visible project by the end of their tenure will not only ensure lasting constituency impact, but also deepen our connection to the communities we serve. Then also the decoupling of the cabinet from parliament is a significant structural reform. While it may present initial challenges, if done well, taking into consideration some of the suggestions and comments honorable members may have, it may be able to strengthen both arms of our youth governance model. As parliamentarians, we can now dedicate ourselves fully to our core mandates. And then the cabinet will also be able to focus on policy formulation and advocacy. Whereas this is a healthy separation, we should also ensure that it leaves room for collaboration so that the two bodies will be able to use its synergistic opportunities to help develop the potentials of members of the two models. I am particularly encouraged by the plans to explore seed funding for projects and the move toward formalizing YEC operations through a centralized database and Google domain. These steps will professionalize our operations, improve transparency, and enhance our eligibility for grants and partnerships. It is through such institutional strengthening that YEC can evolve from a symbolic platform into a sustainable engine for youth-led nurturing and development. However, Mr. Speaker, as we embrace these changes, I also urge the Cabinet to ensure that the restructuring process remains inclusive and consultative, as I said earlier. We must be actively engaged in designing the mechanisms for project funding, reporting, and evaluation. While we strive for greater formality, we must not lose the agility and the innovative spirit that define youth movement. In closing, Mr. Speaker, I reaffirm my commitment as a YMP to the vision outlined, and I urge all of us to move forward with unity, purpose, and a relentless focus on impact. Together, as the Youth Empowerment Consortium, we are not only preparing for leadership, we are exercising it now. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Samuel Ayafa. Honorable Nsiagidu.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise on a point of order. I had wanted to ask if, come again, please.
I rise on a point of order. Did I hear you clearly?
Yes, please. I rise on the order to ask whether we've moved on to the ministerial report or to the motion, because I realized Honorable Samuel Ayakwa was giving a statement on the YEC state of address, and I had wanted to know whether the honorable member who stood the first time to give a statement on it was not allowed, and I had wanted to know why he's been given the chance to speak on the state of YEC address whilst other honorable members were not given the chance to speak. Thank you.
It's a point of information, not order. You need information.
Thank you very well, Honorable Speaker. And I think we are following the order paper. If that is it, I did not see any order that says we can give information on the address. If maybe I'm mistaken, I can be corrected. Thank you.
Order paper says we receive statements on the president's address. Do you have that?
Very well. Thank you.
Do you have that?
Please, I'll check that. I didn't see that in the order.
Initially, we were asking for this.
Very well.
Right,
Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much. Please, I do not have that in the order paper I have. The order paper I have from the...
Please kindly check your WhatsApp. I've shared with you the current one.
Okay, thank you so much.
The next statement on the state of YEC address.
The Speaker, please, we can hardly hear you. I don't know if it's coming from just my end.
The speaker needs to reposition.
Mr. Speaker seems to be off. I believe he
Honorable
might be
members,
in network.
am I audible now?
You are welcome back, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you very much, and sorry for the inconvenience. Before we proceed to receive more statements, we also have a distinguished member joining us in our chamber today, and I would like to welcome him to today's sitting. He is the Right Honorable Speaker of the NYA Youth Parliament of Yendi Municipal, and he is Right Honorable Idris. Right Honorable Idris, you are welcome. We proceed to receive statements on the President's State of YEC address. Honorable Nsia Gideon.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I right to speak on behalf of the Minority Caucus. On behalf of the Minority Caucus, to commend the leadership of the Youth Empowerment Consortium for a comprehensive and forward-looking state of the consortium address. The progress outlined from a successful Congress and expanded membership to impactful constituency-based initiatives in health, education, civic engagement, and youth empowerment, reflecting a clear transition from dialogue to action. We, the minority, particularly acknowledge the emphasis on capacity building, institutional credibility, and youth leadership as a present responsibility rather than a future aspiration. These interventions have strengthened the relevance and visibility of the consortium and affirmed the role of young people as active contributors to national development. That said, the minority urges that the implementation of mandatory project requirements and seed funding initiatives be guided by clear frameworks that ensure equity, transparency, and sustainability, particularly for members from the less resourced constituencies. Accountability must remain the anchor that sustains the credibility of these laudable reforms. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the minority reaffirms its commitment to constructive engagement, supporting progress where it is evident, offering oversight where it is required, and always prioritizing impact, integrity, and inclusion. The true measure of our success will not be in the number of programs executed, but in the lives transformed and the value instilled in the next generation of leaders. Thank you so much, Speaker. I so submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minority Leader. Honorable Emmanuel Amponsa.
Honorable Mr. Speaker, good evening once again. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. The Honorable Deputy Minority Leader likes violence too much. I don't know if he was speaking on behalf of the whole minority or he was making a statement based on himself. Mine is short and brief. I want to say thank you very much to the President for his SONA at the Congress this year. The new reforms are really going to push us forward so that we could make a lot of benefit to our societies as the years comes. I wanted to make or come out with a suggestion through Mr. Speaker to the executive of YEC. I had an idea today and I thought it could be a good option if we happen to add it to our project for 2026, which is the executive of YEC releasing a letterhead or a letter for us, the YMPs, those who are willing to make radio tours, one way or the other, like maybe when they have political shows in radios at the various constituencies, maybe they could call a few of us to come and have a say over things that are happening in the country. I think that really could push us more and make the youth model parliament known in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minority Leader. Though it wasn't a statement on the President's address, but your submission is well received and will be tabled before the President at the right time. Honorable members, we are still receiving statements on the President's State of YEC address. Honorable Nsia Gideon, your hand is up.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I think my hand was up when the Deputy Majority Leader was giving a submission. So I think I deem it due to go on to bring my submission by calling the Honorable Deputy Majority Leader to retract the statement of me being violent. The reason is that recently a member from our caucus shared an insightful but worrisome information that the minority caucus is being biased because we do not allow them to share their opinions and speak. An honorable member from I do not know whether from majority or minority caucus, raised the concern to speak on statements, and Honorable Speaker told him that the time of the State of YEC address submission will be up for him to say that. So by referring to the clerk, the other paper the clerk shared to us omitted the order that allows members to give a submission on the State of YEC address. So when the other one was shared, I couldn't get it. It was just about a few minutes that my leader shared it to me. So in order to bring equity and fairness to all members, I decided to raise such concern for the honorable member to get to understand that the speaker is not sidelining him, but rather following the other paper. That was the reason why I gave that concern. So it wasn't about the fact that I'm violent and I would want to bring violence to submission. So Speaker, please, I urge the honorable member, that's the Deputy Majority Leader, to retract the statement of me being violent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Deputy Majority Leader, kindly do the needful.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Samuel Akwesi Kota, I didn't invite you to speak. I asked the Honorable Deputy Minority Leader to do the needful.
Right, Honorable Speaker. I don't know about maybe the Deputy Minority Leader didn't understand my statement well, but I don't need to go back and forth with him. I'll say I'm sorry for making that statement. I retract my statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Samuel Akwesi Kota, let me hear you.
Respectful Mr. Speaker, we can move on. Yes, retracted.
So I'm taking the last statement from the minority caucus. Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I just want to add that we call on that honorable member who rose to speak earlier on the statement, but then you said he should wait when we get to the statement on the State of YEC address, then he can speak. I haven't seen him raise up his or her hand again. So I don't know if you can.
Why he wasn't called. If he had raised his hand, I would have caught my attention and would be called. Honorable Ruben Adiko, are you still here? Honorable Ruben Adiko. Since Honorable Ruben Adiko has left the chamber for personal reasons, I call on Honorable Raymond Agbodovi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to make a statement on the address, on the statement of YEC delivered by His Excellency the President. Mr. Speaker, the address is both inspiring and thought-provoking. It highlights a year visible achievement by the Youth Empowerment Consortium, particularly in the areas of education, health, promotion, anti-drug advocacy, civic education, digital literacy, environmental sustainability, and youth leadership development. This initiative clearly shows that the youth, when empowered and properly guided, can contribute meaningful to national development. However, Mr. Speaker, while commending this effort, I seek to raise a few critical questions for further clarity. Mr. Speaker, what concrete monitoring and evaluation mechanism has the consortium put in place to assess the long-term impact of the constituency based on the project executed by youth members of the parliament and cabinet ministers? How do we ensure that these projects are not only ceremonial, but sustainable and beneficial beyond the tenure of individual office? Mr. Speaker, the proposal to convert funds accrued through voting into seeds money for youth projects is innovative. Yet I ask, what governance and accountability frameworks will be instituted to manage these funds to prevent misuse, favoritism, and politicization of the project funding? Mr. Speaker, the vision to formalize YEC operations in order to attract grant and external funding is commendable. In this regard, what steps are being taken to ensure compliance with national legal requirements, financial reporting standards, and donor accountability expectations so that the consortium remains credible and trustworthy? In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, while I commend the leadership of Youth Empowerment Consortium for its achievements and forward-looking reforms, I believe that addressing these questions will further strengthen the institution, enhance transparency, deepens its contribution to national development. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll now move to the leadership desk to take closing comments from our leaders on the address.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Samuel Akweta.
Honorable Samuel Akweta, please hold on.
Honorable Minority Leader. Honorable Deputy Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker.
You may proceed.
All right, thank you very much. I think I'll just urge honorable members to bring out their A game in speaking on this motion, because it is a critical concern.
Most importantly, we are not on the motion yet. I'm taking closing comments on the State of YEC address.
Very well, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much. I think personally, I like the statement from His Excellency the President and about what honorable members have given so far. I urge all of us to come out with a very great social cohesion and with a unity. When we say unity is strength, so that we can gather the vim and the strength to push the agenda of YEC and also ourselves as well. Thank all honorable members for the great submission they've input. Thank you. I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Deputy Minority Leader. Honorable Majority Leader, your closing comments on the address.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. I hope I'm audible, Mr. Speaker.
You are very audible.
Thank you
Honorable
very
Richard.
much. Yes, please.
You are audible.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, before I made my statement, I want to say this, that time is fast spent, and so we should always try to limit what we say and not to make unnecessary dragging of issues, please, respectively, to all our members. Thank you. So, right on, Speaker, on the 1st of November 2025, the president of the executive arm of the Youth Empowerment Consortium, Mr. Salensi John Yao Martin, pursuant to Article 34 of our Constitution, fulfilled his constitutional obligation of delivering the State of YEC address to this honorable House. And on this note, I want to thank him, the President, for not failing his constitutional obligation. Mr. Speaker, in the President's speech, he has acknowledged the role of some honorable members in their various constituencies that distinguish themselves from most of us. Mr. Speaker, these honorable members include Honorable Okuwayo Temensa of the Shah Osudoku. This honorable member has donated a lot of educational materials to some selected schools in his constituency, and we cannot attest to the fact that that is so remarkable. We also have Honorable Lawrence Asama of Kwabe East in the Ashanti region. He has also done same, and that of my second deputy whip, Honorable Samuel Akwesi Kuta of the Gwan constituency in the Uti region. He has also donated a lot of educational materials and cash to some selected schools in his constituencies. And Mr. Speaker,
wrap it up.
That is to say that what the president is trying to let us know in his speech is that we should all try, and in our small ways, try hard to do something little from on our own, so that at least starting from somewhere is better. That is why I will also commend the president on his speech on translating the funds that will be accrued from our votings into seed money. Mr. Speaker, yourself, you are running an NGO and you know how it is difficult to fund these programs. And so if the program directorate is ready to translate some of our votes into seed money, I think it is a laudable and remarkable idea that we all have to support. What the honorable member, the last speaker who made the statement made, we have to all look into that to see that there is efficient monitoring, so that at the end of the day, the program YEC will be more valuable in the sight of managers of the country at the higher level. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority Chief Whip. The time allocated for consideration and suggestion on the President's State of YEC address has expired. The chair is satisfied that the House has duly deliberated on the address.
Yeah.
Who
is speaking? Now, without wasting much time, I call on the Majority Leader to introduce to us the motion for today's sitting.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, as we all know, Ghana has been hit by a canker in the educational system. The Speaker, of late, there is not a single year that BEC or WASSCE will be written, or any exams will be written, without allegations and proofs of exams malpractice going on. This is why, as a nation, we have to come out with strategic solutions to stop this menace or this canker. Mr. Speaker, if this is not stopped, it will go a long way to affect the leaders of tomorrow. And also, the international community will not respect people who may want to travel out of the country with their education certificates to work outside or in search of blue-collar jobs. Mr. Speaker, that is why it is very important that the motion for today being adopting a comprehensive national strategy to address examination malpractice in educational institutions is well is accepted, and then strategic solutions be brought on board by all honorable members. Mr. Speaker, I want to continue by urging our honorable colleagues from the other side, even though it's a debate, we are trying as much as possible to come out with solutions that will go a long way to help the country at large. Let us not debate or counter with debates points that will be raised by honorable members, but rather we should all come together to bring out or suggest solutions that will help us to stop this exams malpractice in the country. Mr. Speaker, on this note, I so move for the House to adapt and debate the motion. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Majority Whip. But I agree that I disagree to the fact that you said we are debating this motion. It is a very concerning issue of national interest and a very sensitive one indeed. So we are going to bring our heads together to find solutions to this canker. And so therefore we are not debating but having a discussion. Motion has been moved by the second Deputy Majority Whip, and always a seconder.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. As I made mention in my preliminary comments, I reaffirm that tonight's motion, which seeks the adoption of a comprehensive national strategy to address examination malpractices in Ghana's educational institutions. Mr. Speaker, this touches the very foundation of our national development. And I must say that education is not merely a sector. In fact, I think it's a soul of our future. Mr. Speaker, that said, the minority approaches this discussion with a spirit of responsibility and cooperation. While we recognize the urgency of confronting examination malpractice, we remain guided by the need for solutions that are realistic, inclusive, and capable of restoring integrity without punishing innocent or entrenching inequality. We look forward to a respectful and solution-oriented discussion, mindful that the resolutions we adopt today would go a long way to echo far beyond this chamber, Mr. Speaker, and into the classrooms and lives of millions of young Ghanaians. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I second the motion moved.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minority Leader. As we prepare to bring to finality our deliberations on the motion, adopting a comprehensive national strategy to address examination malpractices in educational institutions, the chair invites members to focus on refining the resolution for final voting. Today's sitting is going to allow 7 speakers each from both caucuses and will be allocated 3 minutes for their submissions, and then leadership has the final comments for the resolution to be passed. I hereby open the House to receive submissions and refining the resolution for final voting. Honorable members, the House is open for deliberations.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, my honorable colleague who had spoken already. My name is Honorable Freeman Salati Agbalenyo, YMP for Domiabra Ubum constituency, discussing or deliberating on the issue, adopting a comprehensive national strategy to address examination malpractices in educational institutions. Mr. Speaker, the issue before the House is very crucial that it needs urgent discussion, just as we are doing. Mr. Speaker, when we say examination malpractices, we are saying that they are the actions or inactions that underscore or undermine the integrity and the quality of achieving the purpose or the goals of organizing the exam. So actions, whether from the side of WAEC, from the side of the examiners, that's those who are right, or even the invigilators. All these actions, when it undermines the integrity of the exam organized, then we say there is an examination malpractice. What are the symptoms? What are some of the things or actions that we do take to show that indeed this examination has lost its integrity? One, they take
Honorable Salati.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes. We are refining the resolution for final voting. And so the causes of this menace is well known. Now we expect you to suggest a comprehensive strategy to address that. You may proceed with such a comprehensive strategy.
All right. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the guidance. Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the guidance. And so moving on, Mr. Speaker, I would suggest for my key point to be focused on knowledge and skill acquisition or credentials. That's after school. And so what we are seeing is that there's a need for Ghana Education, WAEC, to look at how they can organize examination termly or per semester for students to be able to exhibit their knowledge or skills that they have acquired, rather than waiting on 3 years or 4 years, accumulating all the content they've learned, and then asking them in a one-foot exam to provide all these content. It is very difficult, and therefore students would also find their own way to pass in such exams. Two, Mr. Speaker, I would say that there should be a biometric verification during examination. Now, when students are registered into the WAEC system, which we know it is online.
Honorable Salati.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Your second point, I believe, is already in use.
My second point.
Yes, there is a biometric verification process that is currently in use.
Okay. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm guided. So, Mr. Speaker, to add more, I will say that there should be a focus on foundational learning, right from the basic education to the higher level learning. What am I saying, Mr. Speaker? There is a need to WAEC to introduce the basic courses, the basic subjects that are important right from inception of the child into school, such that the child is able to get acquainted to these basic subject or courses, and that when he or she is asked to produce what he has learned, he is able to do it, rather than we adding up courses or adding a subject while the child is growing. I don't for there should be a focus on foundation where if it is 5 subjects that we need most, we look at that course, we add it to the students, and they are able. Hello, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, summarize.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. In summary, I will say that there should also be a holistic inter-party policy that is between the political parties, GES, and WAEC, trying to have a holistic, written policies about organizing education, such that no government comes to touch the examination practices or whatever that we do in organizing examinations, so that it will affect the integrity of the exam. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Salasi.
All right.
It's now the turn of Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kusi Vincent.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I believe everybody can hear me.
You are audible.
Thank you very much. So thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I must admit, I feel very honored to add my voice to this very important societal challenge. I am Honorable Vincent Kusi, YMP for Nsutta Kwaman constituency. Right, Honorable Speaker, for the sake of time, I would go straight to the point and speak on the motion which states, and I quote, adopting a comprehensive national strategy to address examination malpractices in educational institutions, unquote. Right, Honorable Speaker, examination malpractices refers to the deliberate act of wrongdoing, misconduct, or irregular behavior by educational stakeholders before, during, or after examination, which is intended to give individuals unfair advantage in the examination process. Right, Honorable Speaker, this menace has become a conqueror which needs immediate redress and a comprehensive national strategy for tackling it. In fact, examination malpractice in Ghana requires a multifaceted approach. For this, Right, Honorable Speaker, I propose, first and foremost, strengthening examination security. I believe Ghana should embark on examination serialization, which means we implement multiple versions of exams, different papers in one hall. So I believe during the examination time or examination hours, different examination questions should be submitted to the student. So a person closer by, you may be having your question 1 may be an individual's question 2 or question 3, or even may not even be in your examination question at all. I believe if this is done, students may refrain from asking of answers from their colleagues. I do also believe in adequate invigilator submission. I believe government should provide much invigilators to the examination hall. I believe at least 1 to 15 per ratio wouldn't be a bad idea. I think also corporate social organizations and individuals who are not much into the education system should also be recruited to assist in the invigilation. I believe when this is done, invigilators may not be able to aid students with regards to answers to the question. Right, Honorable Speaker, considering a student who is probably offering science being invigilated by an individual who is much abreast probably in law, this individual may not be able to assist the student in its examination, in his or her examination question. Again, I believe camera surveillance is a key factor. I think we are in the we are in the 21st century, where it's very important to also add modernity to our examination oversight. I think when cameras and CCTV cameras are used at the examination hall, it will give us more overview of the very happenings in the examination hall. Right, Honorable Speaker, I do believe that educational and meta pedagogical reforms can also go a long way in helping. But this, I mean, government can embark on performance-based assessment rather than our traditional one, where individuals are only assessed. 3 years assessment is done for about a month. We use about a month to assess an individual 3 years academic journey, which is very poor. I think government can adapt approach in assessing the individuals over the 3 years span. Right, Honorable Speaker, I believe education is the key to success. And when this key gets broken, the very padlock of ignorance remains intact, and we are locked away from success. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Freeman. The Honorable Vincent Kusi. It's now the turn of Honorable Saidu Abdul Razak. Honorable Saidu Abdul Razak. You may proceed. Honorable Saidu Abdul Razak.
Right. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I believe I'm audible.
You are audible now.
Right. Thank you so much. Holding on to some clarification and definitions on examination malpractice, I will go straight to my points that I believe that when it is taken into consideration, this canker could be reduced in our examination system to promote our education in Ghana. One of the things that's happened, and if we looked at the rate of failure and the kind of examination malpractice being seen lately, can be compared to, if you study the data, what happened in 2018, where students really failed about 38% as compared to this year as well. And one thing which I believe has heightened that and should be checked is the fact that previously government gave senior high school specifically to the heads some KPI, that is a KPI for pass mark, which is, I believe, is not in the right direction, because if head teachers of senior high schools are giving as part of their KPI a particular pass mark for their students, it sometimes forces them, because examination malpractice of late have become an organized crime enterprise. It is not something which of late comes from a sole sourcing, but a whole school plans it together. So if head teachers are giving KPI for pass marks, then it means that they need to find ways and means to allow their students to pass so that they can also keep their job. And this shouldn't be done. It shouldn't be repeated at all in our educational system. So I believe that that should be taken off. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I believe that the monotony of WAEC should be broken. I mean, WAEC being the only sole sourcing examination body has not been so helpful, because in one way or the other, the papers find ways of leaking. And if the whole nation knows that the exams is coming from WAEC, people find ways and means to get the papers. So the examination body should be there should be multiple folds, so that any year examination could be picked from any of such bodies of proper jurisdiction and be given out to the student. Hence, you can't track which paper or whatever is coming out. To continue, Mr. Speaker, I would like to also look at the fact that tertiary institutions should not only depend on grades to admit students. See, most students want to pass because this becomes a prerequisite for their admission to schools. Hence, they want to do everything to pass. We believe that tertiary institutions to consider interviews and other entrance activities instead of just depending on the grades that comes in. when it comes here, students will tend to build competence rather than just finding ways to pass. Recently, we could follow the news. You will know that there was a student in one school in Central Region, I think Ahataman or something like that, where the head mistress said that a student who came to the school with aggregate 14 couldn't even write her name. That should tell you that the students are only looking for ways to pass and be admitted instead of gaining competence. So such areas should be looked at. Mr. Speaker, I also moved to look at differentiated assessment. The current curriculum thank you. The current curriculum that we are actually looking at is asks us as teachers to practice what we call differentiated instructions. This is where students with individual abilities or with diverse learners are given individualized attention and are given different form of instructions and assessment. But at the end of the day, they are given a wholesale exams to write, and it is very bad. So if we are supposed to give individualized attention, then examination should also be based on the abilities of the learners. Finally, I rise to say that there should be laws, enacted to treat examination malpractice as a criminal enterprise, and such people beyond cancellation should be taken on and be treated as such when the
Thank you very much. It was well taken. People who get involved in examination treated as criminals and dealt with by law. It's well taken.
Right, Honorable Speaker, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm most grateful by giving the opportunity to speak on the issue on exams and competencies. I'm Honorable Owusu Achampong, Sydney West constituency. I want to go straight to my point. What I'm suggesting is that we should have a strong legal.
Honorable Said, kindly mute your mic.
Hello.
Yes, Honorable, go ahead.
Can you hear me? All right, thank you. Yeah, my first point is the government should strong legal and policy framework to embark our exams so that people will not get opportunity to write any exam and practice. 2, instructional reform and strengthening should also be one of the factors so that it also help the exams body with adequate staff, training and security protocols. And what I also say is that development of technology will be very important for the government to have computer-based testing so that people will not get opportunity to steal in exams hall. For example, by using CCTV cameras. Enhance security measures. When there's a lot of, when they bring a lot of security in our various schools, it will let those who plan to write for the students will not get opportunity to do that, and then it will reduce exams and practice. Capacity building for educators and administrators will also be very important, providing regular training on exams ethics. When we do that in our schools, they will know the need of it. They should also organize a counseling section for students. Just recently, counselors came to our schools and they were telling the students the importance to study, because if you write a poem, let me put it in that way, and you were caught, they will cancel your papers. And in secondary, some of them, when they go to school, they can't perform because of that manner. Student awareness and Honorable Speaker.
We now have counseling units in almost every institution. You have 1 minute.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Parental community engagement will also be very important so that parents and then the community will also educate, encourage our students the danger when they practice that exam and practice and addressing root cause. When opinion leaders address the root cause of it, they will know the need that they will not write let me put it in that way. Right, Honorable Speaker, what I will just say to conclude my statement is that the collaboration across sectors focus ministerial education and justice so that they will also come in to talk to our students, and then the headmasters of the school, sometimes the contract form that they give out that they need the performance, that also brings a lot of challenges in our schools, and it brings a lot of teachers influencing our students to pay monies to buy papers and write a form in their schools. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Owusu Dankwa. Now I call Honorable Domaka Emmanuel. Honorable Domaka Emmanuel.
Honorable, thank you. Giving me the privilege to bring ideas on board. That is taking place in our various educations in Ghana. I'll go straight to my points. The first one is addressing teachers' competencies. Most teachers has been handling subjects that they are not competent in teaching. And due to that, the understanding of the learners is very difficult. So the alternative measures for the student is to copy and pass. So my first point is addressing teachers' competencies. Then second one is poor teaching methods and strategies. This is also another factor that the methods that are being adapted for teaching and learning need to be readdressed. So we need to get, since we are in the standard-based curriculum, which is full of practicals, the teachers need to be retrained with the methods and strategies that should be used to train the learners to have the concept at their fingertips rather than the chew and pour, which will help our learners to write and pass well. Then my third point is my third point is syllabus coverage. More time needs to be given to the teachers to be able to cover the various topics. Looking at the double track system in our various senior schools, teachers are finding it difficult to cover most of the syllabus. So when it happens like that, there isn't time. Most topics are left behind. So the option is what for the learners, say they are all eager to enter into training colleges and universities, they have to cheat or they have to copy so that they'll be able to get a better grade to enter into our tertiary institutions. So I think that much time should be given. It should be a long period of time for the teachers to be able to cover the various syllabus.
You have
then
30
my
seconds.
other point is, okay, holistic education. We need to shift from results to deep understanding of our curriculum, which will help to reduce examination pressure. So these are my points. If I think these are considered, it will help to.
Thank you very much, Honorable Domaka Emmanuel, for your submission. Honorable members, I am now going to be very strict on my 3 minutes allocation, as time is fast spent and we need to retire to bed very soon. So I'll be strict on my 3 minutes for each speaker now. It's now the turn of Honorable Eshon Lord.
Right Honorable Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to contribute to the motion on the floor of Parliament. My premise will be based on 5 pillars, and 1 will be on the prevention through national reforms. Mr. Speaker, as a nation, we must lower the high stake that our nation is confronted with regards to these exams malpractices by shifting our focus to competency-based education and robust continuous assessment. By so doing, we can reduce the desperation that drives the cheating among students during exams time. Mr. Speaker, my second point will be on technology and security. The world is advancing day in, day out. And so as a nation, we must outsmart the syndicates that we used to do in previous times. This means that we are adopting a digital transmission of papers, biometric verification to stop impersonation, and also CCTV cameras to monitor the high-risk centers. That's ordinarily exam malpractices, is on the rise. 3, I will also add up by adding that capacity and accountability, Mr. Speaker, is also important for these national reforms. This is because the security is as only good as the people enforcing it. Mr. Speaker, as a nation, we need to rigorously train our invigilators and also serve penalties for officials who are found culprit. Again, Mr. Speaker, the invigilators must also be paid on time, and the remuneration should be also honorable, in that teachers will not engage in exams malpractices.
You have 1
Mr.
minute.
Speaker, I move on to add that enforcement is also important, so that as a nation we can enforce the WAEC and Ghana Education Act without fear and favor. Mr. Speaker, ending my submission, with this implementation, it will restore local and international confidence in our national certificate that we produce. We will also see the decline in cheating in our economy, and most importantly, we will build a culture of equality where hard work is the only route to our success. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Eshon Lord. I will now take the submission of Honorable Akepai Michael Adombila.
Thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the motion for the House.
Honorable Michael, kindly speak a bit louder.
Thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the motion before the House, adopting a comprehensive national strategy to address examination malpractice practices in educational institutions. Mr. Speaker, it is true that the subject matter at hand is a systematic disease that hits hard at the very core of national development. And it downgrades the earnest effort of diligent students and produces a generation of graduates whose certificates are questionable. And we must move beyond treating the symptoms and address the root cause, which are clearly outlined in the basic before us. First of all, structural imbalances and neglect is something that needs to be done. Mr. Speaker, In this case, the first line of defense is a well-resourced and equitable system. Unequal distribution of resources. I want to draw the House attention to the crucial need for proportionate distribution of candidates as well as teachers. When schools are structured with resources, saturated with resources, and the majority of our other institutions, particularly rural areas and deprived areas like parts of your own region, the Africa, and constituencies suffer from chronic deficit. We create fertile grounds for multiparty, and students will be compelled to have to engage in this kind of multiparty because they feel they have been deprived of what quality instructions that they need so much. We have neglected the basic education system for quite a long time, almost close to a decade. And when this happens, it brings so much issue. Application grounds are not paid for some time now, which is quite bad. So there's a need for us to do something about it. Quite apart from that, the curriculum and the pedagogical issues, we ask, are we educating or we are just examining? The curriculum is so voluminous, such that subjects that are within the study environment only encourage rote learning over critical thinking. We are overwhelming students, making it impossible for them to cover the material effectively. This kind of pressure cooker environment directly leads to exam anxiety and malpractice. Another crucial area that needs to be looked at is the fact that there's a failure in terms of providing guidance for educational choices. Many students do not see the relevance of their studies to further, leading to disinterest and a willingness just to get the grade. We need to revamp and well-positioned institutions to train future leaders by making education purposeful. There's also the need for us to restore discipline and make
conclude.
Low standard of discipline in the educational sector is something that needs to be looked at. And this can be tackled very well if all stakeholders contribute to their quota. When the child is the book, the teacher should not be what? Attacked for doing so. For want of time, the speaker, I want to say that if the system integrity is at stake, I mean the education system, then our future is not bright. So therefore, this comprehensive strategy means not just stopping the kids, but building a system where honest work is the only viable path to success. It means investing in basic skills, reforming the curriculum, and shielding our students from the get-rich-quick schemes of illegal mining. And I urge this August House to unanimously support this motion and give our youth the honest and quality education they deserve. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Michael Adumbila Akepai. Honorable members, the House is still open to receive submissions. Honorable Raymond, you have spoken on this matter already. Honorable Raymond, do you want to add something? You have the floor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Irrespective of whatever I have said earlier, I want to add a lot to it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity once again. Last time when I made a comment on this, I said that what the WAEC officials are the people who mostly leak the question where I said we need to break the monopoly. However, I think this might be a difficult task. So I want to also add another how to solve the problem within the WAEC system. One of the things I will look out for is that there should be a regular independent audit of WAEC examination processes, logistics, and then personnel to identify the vulnerabilities and also ensure transparency. The WAEC body should protect the whistleblowers. They should establish the whistleblowers protection mechanism. Now, when you establish this confidential reporting channel with legal protection incentive, it helps staff or people who see their very own colleagues to leak questions are able to come out clearly and then give out those who do the rest. Now, the other thing I also want to look out for is the motivation of invigilators. One of the problems we have in our examination bodies, invigilators being paid as low as something. You go to an examination center and you realize that the school is even giving an invigilator 500 cedis per paper just to let the children cheat. And WAEC is giving just something small. So you realize that the invigilators will be all willing to go out for the school and then permit the student to cheat. So I believe WAEC should also look at that aspect and motivate its invigilators. Even if they cannot pay them very well, then I believe that they can set a promotional system for all of these invigilators so that they rise through ranks and then do what is necessary. The last thing I will also say is that the examination centers are also another problem. Yes, if CCTV cameras will be very difficult to install in the centers, one thing I believe is we can do exchange of centers. A school is not allowed to write exam at its own center, but rather go to another center and another center comes to its school to write. So this kind of variation can also solve the problem of examination malpractice. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Raymond. I guess there are no more submissions to be made by members of the House. So I call Honorable Michael Adombila.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. The honorable member just ended on something, but I think the exchange centers is so much difficult because if you have 2,500 candidates in a particular school and you want to move them to different locations, it will be a difficult thing to do. I think there should rather be a different strategy than this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Michael Adombila. It's now the turn of leadership to add their voice on the motion by giving us their closing comments. And then we proceed to the next items on our order paper. So I call on the Honorable Minority Leader to add his voice on the issue being discussed. Honorable Minority Leader.
All right, Mr. Speaker. I wish to sincerely thank all honorable members for their insightful submissions and constructive contributions and their commitment to this national discourse. Mr. Speaker, a lot has been said, and the Minority Caucus aligns itself with the objective of this motion and reaffirms its commitment to, restoring integrity and credibility and also public confidence in Ghana's educational system. Mr. Speaker, sustainable reform must be comprehensive, it must be preventive and systematic. And first, the minority strongly advocates for the strengthening of invigilation and examination security, including the serialization and traceability of examination materials. Leakage are not accidental, Mr. Speaker. They are failures of systems, and systems must therefore be secured. Right, Honorable Speaker, adequate staffing, as the Honorable Member said, remains critical. We recommend the recruitment and training of independent invigilators, including qualified non-educators, to complement existing personnel. The Speaker, this will reduce familiarity, limit collusion, and enhance objectivity. In addition, the controlled deployment of camera surveillance in identifying high-risk centers, guided by clear ethical and data protection frameworks, will serve as a deterrent rather than a punitive tool. Mr. Speaker, beyond invigilation, the minority calls for an independent and periodic audit of WAEC's logistics, operational processes, and examination handling systems. Such an audit will strengthen transparency, identify systematic vulnerabilities, and restore public confidence in the examination administration process. Accountability must be institutionalized, not merely individual. Mr. Speaker, the minority further proposes curriculum assessment reforms that emphasize differentiated and performance-based assessments conducted over a 3-year academic span, as proposed by the honorable member. This approach will reduce excessive pressure attached to single examinations and promote continuous learning, critical thinking, and applied competence. Mr. Speaker, enforcement must be fierce but fair. A strengthened legal and regulatory framework is required, one that clearly defines offenses, sanctions, facilitators, and holds institutions accountable, not only candidates. Right, Honorable Speaker, permit me to make an important observation. Throughout this critical, debate, if I may say, or deliberation on the future of our educational integrity, the House regrettably did not hear a female voice. This is disappointing, Mr. Speaker. The absence of women perspectives in deliberations that directly affect students, families, and moral formation weakens the depth and balance of our discourse. Inclusivity must be intentional, not incidental, Mr. Speaker. Equally important, Mr. Speaker, is sustained public sensitization. Parents must be educated on the dangers of placing undue pressure on their wards to pass examinations by all means necessarily. Where an ethical success is demanded, malpractice is encouraged. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the minority calls for continuous capacity building for examination administrators, supervisors, and officials on examination ethics, risk management, and professional accountability. Integrity must be taught, enforced, and modeled at every level. Right, Honorable Speaker, subject to these considerations being duly reflected, the final resolution, the Minority Caucus supports the adoption of a comprehensive national strategy to address examination malpractices in Ghana. Integrity in assessment is integrity in nation building. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minority Leader. I call on the Honorable Majority Leader to give his closing comments.
All right. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I think all are some of the ways by which we can actually solve or use or go back.
Hello. Am I the only one who cannot hear him?
Yeah, I also can hear him, Speaker.
Let's wait for a minute to see if he rejoins. He's currently out. Honorable Jose, can you speak to us?
I can't hear anything again.
Honorable Jose, but can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible, Speaker.
I think we have elapsed the 1 minute we had for the Honorable Majority Leader, and we can proceed in the absence of his closing comments. Honorable members, I had a subsequent expression while listening to your not esoteric strategies. Honorable members, I am not an aphorist. But as we deliberate on this critical issue, the chair Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, honorable members.
There were a few glitches. Hear you now.
The chair reminds you that cheating in exams is like building on a foundation of sand. It may seem stable at first, but it will eventually collapse, as we all know. Let this wisdom guide our decisions as we strive to create a fair and just education system. Honorable members, we have heard clearly the deliberations from across the floor. We have listened to honorable members mention key stakeholders in the education system, be it students, parents, teachers, examination bodies, government institutions, and then community-based organizations, civil society organizations, and non-governmental organizations involved in our education system. It's just disappointing that we had a little from the side of parents, as they also contribute to examination malpractice. Honorable members, the chair has not realized or has not recognized any issue that needs to be responded to by the mover. The chair proceeds to put on the vote or to call for the vote for the resolution to be passed. The chair will now put the question that this House adopts a comprehensive national strategy to address examination malpractices in educational institutions. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all against the motion say nay. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The resolution on adopting comprehensive national strategy to address examination malpractice in educational institutions stands adopted by this honorable House. Honorable members.
Yeah.
Honorable members, we proceed to the next item on our order paper, which is, oh, good. Honorable members, it looks like we have exhausted our order paper because the last item says we should adjourn or suspend our sitting. So I call on for the motion to be moved.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. I think I'm audible.
You are very audible,
Can we?
Honorable
Can we? Okay, sir. So since the majority leader himself is not here, and then the representative, which is the second deputy whip, is not here, I would take the responsibility to thank all of us here present. Our numbers, I think we started with about almost 50 people. It has now reduced to 30. We have done well. This is the end of today's section and that of the year ending 2025. And so I would like to thank all honorable members for availing themselves for all our proceedings. We hope that next year we'll have a bigger session, both in person and during our virtual sittings. And so I want to thank all our members. And with this, I want to move for the adjournment of this sitting. Per your guidance, I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, the motion for adjournment has been moved. Awaiting a seconder. Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion, so moved.
Honorable members, motion for adjournment has been moved and duly seconded. Once again, I'll invite you to show our gratitude to our visitor, the Speaker of Parliament of the National Youth Authority Parliament of Yendi Municipal, Right Honorable Idris. He has been here since he joined and he is still with us. I extend the House's gratitude to Right Honorable Idris. And since the motion has been moved and